5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Srilata ma'am, we are live. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Phanindra. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 4 and webinar 8 of the Change Makers Summer Camp webinar series. I am Srilata, professional mediator and happiness architect with 30 years of academic and corporate experience. I am your host for the day. Those who attend today's webinar have a special gift from the organizing team. You will get a certificate. From where? From NIPAM. It is an initiative of Intellectual Property India, Government of India. Okay. So those who attend this seminar will get the certificate, and I will post the link towards the end of the session in the chat box. Is it fine? Okay. So during our earlier session today, we learned how to observe and identify opportunities, come up with ideas, and commercialize ideas through an innovation. In the second session of the day, we will dive deeper to understand how to protect our innovations from unauthorized usage and copying. This is an important topic for all budding entrepreneurs and innovators. The session will be led by Mr. Gauri Dutt Sharma. Mr. Sharma is a consultant and innovator. He is a mechanical engineer with long experience of working with well-known French and Indian companies that are into capital goods. Being a passionate innovator, he has created an innovative device for petrol pumps for which a patent application is pending. He is also a regional mentor of change associated with Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, Government of India. Dear students, in today's webinar, Mr. Sharma will introduce us to intellectual property rights such as copyrights, trademarks, and patents. He will also show us how to protect our innovations through intellectual property rights and how to leverage or encash intellectual property rights. So if you have any questions during the session, please type them in the Zoom or YouTube chat window. We will take up your questions at the end of the webinar. Before we start the session, I request the participants to mark their attendance in the Google form. The link is shared in the Zoom and YouTube chat window now. The form will be open only for the duration of this session. Those who attend the session will receive a participation certificate at the end of the summer camp. Attendance should be marked only once, though we keep sharing the link 3 to 4 times for all those who keep joining the session. I repeat, this webinar will give you a certificate from NIPAM. Okay? So it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Gauri Dutt Sharma to start the webinar. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good evening to all the participants. My name is Gauri Dutt Sharma, and I'm here to talk about intellectual property rights today. All the students and teachers connected with Atal Tinkering Labs, for them, this topic is very, very relevant. You make a lot of hard work, you invest a lot of money in creating something which is innovative. But how do you protect it? How do you make finally money out of your creative hard work? This is covered by intellectual property rights. So I'm going to talk about my knowledge and information that I have. I have studied the Patents Act. I have worked on a patent application for myself. So whatever knowledge and information I have, I'll try to share with you. At the end of the session, I will also try to answer your questions. You can ask me questions in English as well as in Hindi. मैं हिंदी में भी उत्तर देने की पूरी कोशिश करूंगा. So let's begin, and I'm trying to share my screen now. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we start here. Before we start, let me tell you what is NIPAM. So NIPAM is a National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission. Now, the way things are moving and the way we are all focused on innovation and invention, the government of India is trying hard to spread the word about intellectual property, because this is the only way we can shine in the world if we have more and more intellectual properties at hand. Our products can command better prices in the international market, and we have more control on technology. So that is the reason why NIPAM has been initiated by the India Patent Office. So it is a government of India's initiative. And in the presentation, I am using the content provided by the government itself. So you are going to get original content and try to be very, very simple, so that more and more of you can understand how to go about creating your intellectual property, how to go about saving or protecting your inventions. So I move next. This is the agenda today. I'm going to cover these many topics. What is intellectual property? All types of intellectual property. So there are various types of intellectual properties. Examples about each type of property. Who can apply? How to apply? Important tips. Career opportunities. And a small short quiz at the end. So you can see here, you have career opportunities also. So after you graduate out, after you become an engineer or a scientist or a science graduate or a PhD, you still have career opportunities in intellectual property itself. We'll see that later. Okay. So what is intellectual property? So as you can see here, rights are given to persons. So if you have created something unique, if you have created something that is that was never existing before, then you have a right to own the intellectual property in your article or in your creation. Who is giving the rights? The rights are given by IP India. IP India is the Intellectual Property India organization. It is under government of India. So government is giving you the rights. In every country, it is the government that gives the rights. What is the right? The right is to exclude others for a period of time. Simply stated, no one else can copy what you have created. No one else can sell what you have created. No one else can use what you have created. No one can import it without your permission. So isn't it interesting? Your control, your permission is so important here. And in the act, in the legal act, persons can also mean companies, government organizations, educational institutions. So even schools can apply for patents. A lot of research institutions, colleges, universities are applying for patents. They are piling up. There's a huge list. Okay. So what all types of intellectual properties are there? First is patents, second is designs, then trademarks, then geographical indications, copyrights, semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs. So I'll cover them one by one in the next few slides. Before I move to the next slide, I would like to ask a question to the participants. What is the distinguishing feature of an Apple computer or an Apple laptop? How many of you have seen Apple laptop or used Apple laptop? Would you like to raise hands? Yes, I can see plenty. Very good. Excellent. So what is the most important aspect of an Apple laptop? Can anybody like to share his thought? What distinguishes an Apple laptop from an HP laptop or an ordinary laptop? I think I can't see the chat box. Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, it is slim, it is locked. Very good. Specification, operating system, feature we have such as best camera. Very good. Trademarks, its logo. Wow, great. So I have the answer. So the most important thing in an Apple product is its logo itself. Now let's move to the next slide. So you can see here an Apple laptop. On the top, there is this famous logo. According to market resources, the logo carries huge amount of value. So for an Apple product, if this logo is not there, it cannot be an Apple product. Any company or any person making a spurious product and putting Apple logo, he can face a huge amount of penalties and he will not be able to afford to pay. It is so strong a company. So now looking at an Apple laptop, we can see plenty of intellectual properties inbuilt inside the product. You can see here LED display. So there is an LED display. So this is a display. It is covered by patent. So I'm giving you some idea of what is covered by patent, what is covered by design and trademark, etc. The body of the laptop. So how the laptop looks like, the shape of the product, the appearance of the product. This goes into design. It is called patent of design. Next is the Apple sign, which is the logo. Yes, it goes into trademark. Then there is a user manual inside the machine. A digital copy of the user manual always comes with the product. So it is a part of copyright. It goes into copywriting. It is protected by a copyright. And the layout of chips. All electronic products are made using chips. Now inside the chips you have integrated circuits, which means very large complex circuits which have hundreds or thousands of components connected together to deliver a particular input-output scenario. So all these chips have a layout, and even the layout can now be a part of intellectual property by the name SICL design. So this has been recently added to the list of intellectual properties. Okay, students, you are all aware of building of a home. If we have a plot, we make a house to live for ourselves. What do we need? We need the plot, we need the bricks, we need the reinforcements, we need the cement. Okay, so all these are resources. So we need a lot of resources to build anything, build a property. Okay, then we need brain also. So where is the brain? The brain is of the architect, because the architect has designed the map of the building. So he has pre-planned as to how the building is going to look, and also how the building is going to comply to the government's regulations. All these building of properties are regulated, right? So the brain behind the building is the architect's knowledge. And where is the labor? All the people that are engaged in putting the bricks together or applying the cement and creating finally the building, which we call as property. So this property, as you know, if we create a new house, we can even sell it or we can rent it out and we can make money out of it. Similarly, we can create intellectual properties. So to create intellectual properties, we need the same ingredients. The resources, for instance, can be Arduino cards, sensors, jumper wires, displays, alarms, lot of things. So if we want to create any innovative thing, we need resources and the brain. So the person who is inventing, he has an idea, and therefore he has a brain which he is applying to build something, and he puts in his hard work and creates an intellectual property. So intellectual property is created in a similar fashion, and intellectual property has a huge amount of monetary value. You can sell the property, you can lease it out, you can issue licenses, and even sometimes the government will need your property and they have to pay you. Just imagine this. So this is about building a property. Now we come to the first type of intellectual property, that is patents. So most common word patents, I believe plenty of us have heard about it. It's a very common name. So now let us see what it is like. You are all aware of such good inspirations in India. Aryabhatta, Dr. C.V. Raman, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, they all have created things which have benefited our country. Aryabhatta invented the zero, and Dr. Raman is known for the Raman effect. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam did a lot of innovation in defense, and why India became stronger in defense to a good extent is because of Dr. Kalam. There are plenty of other scientists and inventions they created globally, you can see here. So these are our inspirations. Okay. Now look at this. Some of the famous inventions that happened inside India. We all came to know about nano car, Tata nano car. So how much was the nano car available for? Any guess initially in terms of Indian rupees? Can anybody tell me? 1 lakh. Very good. Excellent. So Tata gave a promise that he will deliver a car for 1 lakh rupees, and he was able to make it. And the whole world was focused on looking at the success of this car to find out what was happening about this car. It created such a buzz because it was an invention. Then hepatitis vaccine, 40 cents a dose product giving healthcare access to a large number of people with low purchasing power. This was also an invention in India. Many people are aware Jaipur foot. So if a person has some kind of a handicap in his legs, he can use a Jaipur foot. They have solutions for most of the problems concerning orthopedics. And a Jaipur foot was very, very famous for the low cost availability. So what is the common between all these inventions? The most common thing is all of these inventions are low cost and affordable. So when you apply for a patent, when you apply for any intellectual property right, bear in mind the patent office will try to find out whether your invention is going to be affordable to a large number of people in India. So that's one of the criteria for granting a patent. Is it serving the purpose for a large number of people across the entire nation? Okay, next. Here are some other good examples of patents. So patents could be more of products. Okay, you can see here a hat, or now look at this, swiping of a credit card directly onto a mobile phone. What an invention. Then drones, we are all aware what drones are doing today. In the defense, they are a big weapon today. Look at this. There can be some kind of a display on your hand itself. So we move from patents to design. So what did we learn about patents? Products that are innovative, products that never were there before, they never existed before. Those kind of products qualify for patents. Next we move to designs. So very simple, designs are very easy to understand. If you have a tile, a floor tile or a wall tile with a particular pattern, if you have a fabric or a textile with a particular pattern, if you have a ring or an ornament or piece of jewelry with a particular shape that is selling very well, if you have a toy with a particular shape, yes, all these qualify for a design patent. Okay. Similarly, you can see here a collection of bottles. For instance, in the alcohol industry or in the beverage industry, the Coca-Cola or PepsiCo, they use special shaped bottles which identify their product. And here you can see some very, very fancy shapes of bottles. So a company using this kind of shapes can get these shapes patented so that nobody else can copy them. Many more examples. You can see some examples of pens. Look at this sharpener. kind of a biscuit toy, or kind of a mobile toy, or an alarm watch, a bus, or some pens. Plenty of examples for design patent. Now we move to trademark. So what is a trademark? A trademark is a mark provided on a product or a service or a company's logo, so that people identify the product or service with that particular mark. That's a trademark. So here is the concept. A trademark is any word, name, symbol, or device, or any combination thereof. It identifies and distinguishes the source of the goods or services to one trade from those of others. What is the function? Provides exclusive monopoly over a class of goods or services, allows a business entity to build public goodwill and brand reputation, identifies the source or origin of goods or services, assures customers about quality of goods or services. So I'll tell you one important aspect of trademark. In the case of one of the companies, let's say Coca-Cola company, the value of trademark is far more than the tangible value of the assets of Coca-Cola company. Can you imagine this? Huge. So trademark for any good company is very, very important. And the companies spend a huge amount of money to protect their trademarks. We'll see this later again. Some examples for you. Just see. How many of you can tell me what is this logo about? This logo. Do you know the name of this product? Yes, perfect. I think everybody knows it. Why everybody knows it? Because it's a very famous product. It is Nike. Okay. So if you can identify a company or product by seeing the logo, nothing like it. So the logo carries a huge amount of value. How many of you are aware of this logo in India? Let's see what are the answers. BIS. Yes. What does BIS stand for? Bureau of Indian Standards. Very nice. So all the goods in India, most of the goods have to be essentially marked with the ISI mark. And some of the goods that we are importing essentially have to carry the BIS mark so that they qualify for meeting the requirement of Indians. And therefore BIS is also an important logo for Government of India. Likewise, you can see Adidas, Coca-Cola, Google, Naukri.com, and so many others. So very good examples on trademark you've seen. Let's move further. A good trademark. What are the requirements of a good trademark? Distinctiveness, not deceptively similar. It should not be similar to anything else available in the world. So we are talking about global space, right? Not deceptively similar, honestly adopted, coined, and not similar to any existing mark. Before adopting a new mark, it is advisable to have search conducted and evaluated. So if you want to go for a trademark for your own enterprise, you have to do a lot of preparation. Whichever intellectual property you want to go for, preparation is the best practice. So you have to prepare. If you really want to succeed in life with anything that you want to do, your preparation will actually decide how successful you can be at the end. How to indicate your trademark? So suppose you made an application for trademark and the trademark is not yet granted, then you have to write like this, TM. So we see many times the names of company and TM on the top, which means it was applied for a trademark. When you get the registration, you can put this R. If you do not apply this R on your trademark, and if somebody copies, then you cannot sue him, you cannot penalize him legally. So be very careful about usage of the logos of trademark. How to protect your trademark? Registration has certain advantages. Registration available at the national, international, so you can go for registration. Similarly, any intellectual property right, you have to go for registration, which means you have to apply to the Government of India's office, IP India office. I'll tell you how to apply, don't worry, we'll come to it later. In case of non-use, non-renewal, or no policing, trademarks rights can be lost also. So once you have got a trademark or you've got a patent, don't sleep. Every year you need to pay money and apply stating that you want to renew this patent every year. So we'll see that later, how many years you can get the protection. The existing trademark registration is governed by an act which is called Trademark Act 1999, and every act has some rules. So when you read the act and the rules, you know about the law fully. If you want to understand more information, you can always go to ipindia.gov.in. All the intellectual property information is available there. There is a lot of FAQs there. You can see some FAQs also. Let's move to copyrights. So, what are copyrights? These are bundles of. Does somebody want to ask any question before I move further? If somebody wants to ask a question right now, I have no problem. I can take it. They can unmute and talk to me. Link of what? Okay, you will get a link. Don't worry. You will get everything. Yeah. Okay. Bundle of rights, automatic right, exclusive right given to creators of original work. So this applies to almost all IP rights. They are exclusive rights given to the creator, only to the creators. Allow the owner to choose the ways his or her copyrighted works are made available to the public, and prevent unauthorized copying or reproduction. Okay. Section 2 defines works, and Section 13 of the Copyright Act provides for the works of copyright. Okay, these are legal aspects. Let's move further. So, how do you create a copyright? So, there should be an originality. There should be minimum level of creativity, and there should be fixation, which means that once you have defined, for instance, you've defined your trademark, it is fixed. Now there is no change. There is not going to be, it's not variable. So one trademark means it has to go on like this. So these are the three criteria for copywriting. Subject matter of copyright. So what all falls into copyright? That's very important to learn here. Literary work, if you write a book, if you write an article, if you write if you do any artwork, if you create a painting, or if you create a special musical composition, or a dramatic work, or sound recordings, or cinematographics, movies, films, they all come under copyright. Now we move to semiconductor. Before we move to semiconductor, let's show you something interesting. Okay. Okay, so tell me, how many of you know which are the most innovative companies in the world? Google, yeah, okay, very good. The most innovative companies in the world. Okay, Meesho is small, I suppose. It's not in the world. WhatsApp, yes. Zomato, very nice. So let's find out. Let's go and find out. Okay, so I'm gone here. I hope you can see my screen. So we are here and now we are trying to find out world's most innovative companies. Here we go. And you go to the Forbes list, which is the most important list available. And you can see here the names of the companies are coming here. ServiceNow, Workday, Salesforce.com. Look at this. Very big companies. Suppose I go to the site of Salesforce.com. Let's see. Salesforce. Here we go. Okay, so we go down the site completely. Now what you can see here, just see, copyrights 2023. All important companies in the world have to state their copyright right here. And what do they state here? Let's see. Intellectual property. So they are talking about what? Trademark and copyright usage guidelines. Permission to use trademark and of copyrighted works form. Okay, so if you want to ask to use their form, you have to submit to use their copyrighted trademark. You have to submit a form, a request in their format. You can see here, trademark and copyright usage guidelines. So companies are very, very particular about trademark and copyright because it carries a huge amount of value for the company. So nobody has the guts to challenge them. Okay, so we go back to our slides. Okay, so now we move to SICLD, semiconductor integrated circuit. So it means a product having transistors and other circuitry elements inseparably formed on or inside a semiconductor or insulating material designed to perform an electronic circuitry function. So all the chips, whether we use them in computers, whether we use them in mobile phones, any other products you see chips. Can anybody say which all other products you can see some chips, ICs or electronic chips? iPad, yes. So iPad is a form of a smart device. So we are talking about smart devices, computers, tablets, phones, remotes, yes, even televisions, LED TVs. Great. Cars, yes, today cars have plenty of smart devices inside them. Fridges, radios, Tesla, wow, excellent. So you all know about ICs. ICs means integrated circuits, which means that huge number of circuits put together to make a big circuit which can do huge amount of tasks which a human cannot do. Human brain cannot process so fast, but ICs can process. Okay. What is geographical indication? So in India, we have lot of cultures and we have a big heritage, and lot of products come from our ancestors and they are still popular. They are still very popular because of some value inside their products. And not only in India, they are exported a lot. So how do we protect that? Because some people in some region, some part of India, they created something out of their brains, out of their teamwork. They got together, some people got together and created some form of art. And this art is now very precious. So the protection of this kind of art is covered by geographical indication. Why geographical? Because that particular location is very important. We'll see it later. Now you can see some good examples of geographical indication. Darjeeling tea, okay, Basar Dhokra, then some special Venkatagiri saris, Nilgiri tea, Jeera Kasala rice, Madurai. So these are some good examples of geographical indication. It's an indication that identifies a product that have a specific geographical origin and possesses qualities or a reputation that are due to that origin. Okay. So when they provide a right for geographical indication, they need information about who all people are associated with the creation of this particular art. So people from generation to generation, they pass this art from generation to the next generation to the next generation. It has been carrying on for hundreds of years. And those people are very important because they are directly linked to the geographical indication, and the place, the origin where they come from, that also is linked to the geographical indication. That's why it is called GI. Look at these: Darjeeling tea, Makrana marble, Kanchipuram silk sari is very, very famous. Ratlami save.
Sir, are you showing the pictures? Because we are not able to see them.
You can't see. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're seeing the PDF file that you have shared earlier.
Just a second.
Trademark and copyright usage guidelines.
Now you can see.
Yes, yes.
Now you can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I go back. Okay, a geographical indication. I think this is from where you missed it. And you can see some nice examples of geographical indications. And these are created by people in certain locations within India. And not only them, their older generations have created them. And it is being passed on from generation to generation. And therefore, these people, together with the location, they are mentioned in the geographical indication when the certificate is issued by the patent office or the IP India office. I hope my slides are visible now.
Yes.
Okay, good. So another list of some good examples: Darjeeling tea, Makrana marble, Kanchipuram silk, Ratlami save, Katputlis of Rajasthan, Bengal Patachitra, Bidri ware, Varli painting, Cherial painting. We are not, many of them are not even known to us, but they are already covered by intellectual property right called GI. Then some kind of mangoes. Look at this. Some kind of natural products also: Shahi lychee of Bihar, Coorg orange, Kashmir saffrons. So GI is available for this kind of natural products also, but they can never be patented. So we realize that intellectual property is everywhere around us. Whether we look at a computer, whether we look at a color television, whether we look at a car, they are all covered by plenty of patents. It's very common for us to see a catalog of a product and read patented technology. Okay, which means there is some kind of patent. But legally speaking, if the patent number is not mentioned after the word patented, then somebody can even copy it and use it, and he will not be penalized. So the law has a lot of provisions which a person who is protecting his creation, he should know about the law later on. So what is the validity? So all these rights about intellectual property are provided to you for a particular period of time. These are not for life. Only one of them is for lifetime. So you can see patents are granted for 20 years term. As far as patent is concerned, there is nothing called global or international patent. In every country, you have to apply. So if you want a patent in India, fine, you apply to the Indian Patent Office and you might get a patent. But you cannot claim this patent outside India because nobody will recognize it. You have to apply to each country where you want your rights to be protected, your product or your creativity to be protected. So patents are not global, they are national. Designs can be given for 10 years plus 5 years. Trademarks can be given for indefinite. GI is indefinitely subject to renewal. Copyright is lifetime of the author plus 60 years. So this is the easiest one. So if you write a book and you cover it by copyright, just relax. Who can apply? a person, individual, not for GI. So as I stated before, when you are applying for geographic indication, then you cannot be a single or sole applicant. Then it has to be, the applicants have to be the person who actually are responsible for the creation or origin of this particular art. So only those art or whatever product, only those can apply for GI. But any person can apply for designs, patents, trademarks, and copyrights. Persons, legally speaking, when they write person, they also mean that it can be a company, it can be a partnership company, or a small entity and a body corporate. So any legally formed company can apply. All IP rights, again emphasizing, all IP rights are territorial in nature. So what do we mean by this? So any right that you obtain in India is valid in Indian territory. It is not valid outside India. As simple as that. Now some very important tips. So first, protect and publish. What happens here? When I go to schools, I meet students and they say, "Sir, I have an idea. Sir, I have an idea." I feel very happy because they are all dreaming. So unless you dream, you cannot innovate. But you have to protect your idea. Not only that, ideas are not protected by intellectual property. Inventions are protected. So what do you have to do? You have to convert your ideas into invention. Okay, so as mentors of Atal Innovation Mission, we all are helping you and guiding you to convert your ideas into inventions, because only inventions can be protected by intellectual property rights. Please keep this in your mind for lifelong, because this is the most important aspect of patenting. Patenting is one of the most important of intellectual properties because products are patented. Rights are territorial, limited to boundary of country, as I told you earlier. Registration is required in each country. Registration is done by sovereign authority, which is Government of India. So in India, the authority is Controller General of Patents, Trademarks and Designs. That is the name, how it goes. And they have offices all across. So all the metro cities have offices of the controller. And they have a territory. So if you are staying in Karnataka, then your office is in Chennai and you have to apply there. Similarly, if you are staying in Maharashtra or Gujarat or even Madhya Pradesh, you have to go to Mumbai. So in Mumbai, they have the main office for western part of India. So if you are in any part of North India, say Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh or Jammu and Kashmir, then Delhi is your the right patent office to apply for. So I'm talking more about patents because I have more experience on patents, because patents apply more to products and processes, and patents are only granted for invention. So what is an invention? Can anybody say what is an invention? Artificial intelligence. Yes, Jyotikar, you want to say something? To make something new, a new design, to create something new. Very good. Excellent. So the Patent Act defines what is an invention. An invention is a new product or a new process that involves an inventing step and is capable of industrialization. So when the patent office talks about invention, they do not only talk about something new, they also talk about its application to industry, which means that can it be produced in large quantity by factories or organizations? Can they be distributed in large quantities to huge number of people across India? Can the benefits of this invention be shared with a large population of India? So these are simpler aspects of how to look at inventions. Okay, so inventions, we can define them as technological upgradations or level 1 up, or something which is better than something which existed before. Fine, but finally it has to reach to a large number of audience for the benefits of innovation. So rights are territorial, as you already know now. Registration is done by sovereign authority. Rights are for a limited period of time. Now, one more important aspect here is, if you want to apply for intellectual property or a patent, you don't need to engage a patent agent. It's not compulsory. You can yourself make an application online. It is very simple. Everything is now digitized. You don't have to go anywhere. Today, if you have to apply for a license, a learning license for your car, you can do it sitting at your home. So these are all online. So now I'm going to show you how to apply. So here is a link. Okay, just a sec. Okay, let me go to so we go to IPINDIA I hope you can see my screen. Srilekha ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So we have this website wherein you can see e-filing of patent applications. So you have to reach this website, and then what is more important here is you have to first prepare with a digital signature. You can see here new to DSC. So there are a lot of information available. What is DSC? It's a digital signature certificate. So whoever is the applicant, if you want to apply, you ought to have a digital signature certificate. It's available online. Again, you don't have to go anywhere. eMudra, you just type in Google and you have plenty of sites who are authorized to issue digital certificates. They charge you some money and they give it to you online. So I'm going to log in myself. Oh. K5Q70. Oops. Just a sec, let me check what happened. OG. Sorry. J. Okay, so I've logged in. Now you can see this is the site of Intellectual Property India, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Online filing of patents. So you can find online. Okay, and your login is visible over here. And you can see here new application. So you click on this. Okay, so you have a scroll down list. You have to select what form. So maybe the internet may be an issue. Just see again. So I think the net is an issue. It is not working fast. So I've shown you the chat session as well. Just a sec. Okay, it's not working. So we'll send you this in the chat session, don't worry. So what are the career opportunities? So you can have a government job of an examiner of patents and design. You can also be an examiner of trademark and GI, examiner of copyrights, other patent agent. You can be a patent agent, you can be a trademark agent, you can be a research fellow. So a lot of research is going on, and a lot of patent facilitation centers are already in place in India. You can get jobs over there. Patent litigation, other opportunities in private sector also. Companies are also hiring patent professionals. If you want more information, you can always go to Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. This is directly owned by Government of India. It is in Nagpur, and they have a proper website. We have a short quiz now. So, can you identify some good names of trademark companies that have very strong trademarks in this list over here? Any guesses? Apple, very good. BMW, Amazon, Nike, just do it. Excellent. So let's see. The answers are here. You can see some good trademarks. Amul, Dettol,
So we still see the website, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry website.
Yeah, I showed the industry website right now. Did you see or not?
No, we are not seeing a presentation deck now.
Now you are not seeing. Okay,
No.
this. Wait, I'm going to the website.
It is
IPINDIA patent login.
No, I thought
Can
you
you-
came back to the presentation.
Can you see the screen?
sir.
Okay, screen is not shared.
Yeah, yes.
It is shared, na?
It is. Yeah, we can see your website now.
So you can see this website of the patent login, e-filing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is where you have to log in. And I did log in, and there was some problem in the net. I can check it again for you. U3E2. So you can see here, and you have to select new application. Now it will ask you whether you want to go to NBA site. Now the net is working fine, and you want to proceed to e-filing. What is NBA? So if you are going for some microbiology kind of invention, then you need an approval from National Biodiversity Authority, because you have to supply some samples of microorganisms with your application. Therefore, you have to go to NBA website and get them certified before you make an application. So we are not going for a microbiology innovation. We go here. Now you can see here the type of application. So there are plenty of types of applications, and you don't have to go so deep right now because the law is very vast. So the most important, the most simple one is ordinary application. You select this, then it asks you provisional or complete. So what does it mean? How ready are you with your invention? Which means, what is the maturity state of your invention? Is it a beginning, or you're fully ready to go for full-fledged filing? So this is the choice for you. So normally we select provisional because we put provisional specifications of our product or our creation over here, and within 12 months we can submit the final specifications. We have a time limit available. So generally this is the best way to choose the provisional. But remember, before you open this site, you should have a digital signature ready so that you can make the application. Now here you have to state only the number of pages, number of claims. So when you prepare for an application, you have to prepare the claims, you have to prepare the specifications, you have to prepare the abstract. All these are available in the FAQs available on the IP India website. How to prepare your specifications. Then sequence listing pertain to some scientific inventions. Then total number of pages, number of drawings, you have to upload drawings also. Okay. Then the title of invention. Very important. You have to give a small title, which should be about 15 words. So you have to frame your title in such a nice way. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So address for service in India, state, select, all these things, very simple. So you have to fill up everything, description, claims, applicants, who are the applicants. So you can see when I've logged in, my details are already here. You can remove me, you can add inventors, you can add applicants. Okay, so this is where you have to make the application. Then you have to tick all these declarations and upload your drawings, upload your forms, and then save. At the end, it will take you to the site for making the payments. Once you make the payment for the application, you can submit it. Okay, so this is about the application. Okay, we come back to here. Okay. So we were on the quiz. Now you can see some IPs over here, intellectual properties. Distillery and Mona Lisa, the creation of art, and Apple products, Coca-Cola products. Which type of IP protects painting painted by artists? Normally it is copyright. What protects the intellectual property by fashion designers? It could be designs. What protects the advanced brake in a bike? Patents. Which of these is a geographical indication? Nagpur orange. What does a trademark protect? Logos, names, and brands. How long can a patent last? 20 years. If you have to write an original story, what type of intellectual property? It is covered by copyright. Imagine a cricketer sets up his own company to set his own range of clothes. Of course, he can go for designs or patents. It's dicey. It means one has to decide what to apply for. If a company develops a new technology that improves its main product, he has to go for patents. Thank you. Now, if there are questions, I'm ready to answer. Hindi में भी answer कर सकता हूँ.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma, sir, for an eye-opening session on intellectual property rights and its importance to building budding innovators and entrepreneurs. I'm sure the students have immensely benefited from this awareness session, sir. So one of them was asking how to check if there is a patent already registered for that idea.
Very good question.
So Dhrutikar was asking that question.
Yes, Dhrutikar. You can always check in the Patent India website. They have a public search page. You go to the public search page and it will ask you from what date to what date. And it will ask you for some keywords. What is the keyword you want to search? It will show you all the patents granted with that keyword within that period. And you can go to that particular patent and you can open out all the description, everything. It's all transparent. It's available to the public. It's very easy. It's there on the IP India website.
Okay. So, Mr. the student Nitish Garg was asking, what is the difference between a trademark and a logo?
Good. So, a logo is what is used to identify a product. The company uses a logo, right? How does the company protect its logo? So then it applies for a trademark. So trademark is a protection of a logo.
So this question is from me because all of them are students. I want to know what is the minimum age of applicant for IPR, sir?
So there is no age for applicant. Anybody can apply, but you need a digital certificate. So if there are some constraint in obtaining a digital certificate, you have to look into that. And a student need not worry about this. If he wants a mentor or a guide or a parent to be the applicant, it is possible.
So one last question. Mr. Siddharth was asking how many patents can one person have?
Unlimited. No
Unlimited.
limits.
Okay. Sir, how many days will we receive our patent after applying?
Very good. So normally it takes about 1.5 to 7 years, depending on what is your application about. Okay. When you apply, your patent application gets published in about 6 to 8 months. After that, for 6 months, no grants can happen. That's the condition. After publishing 6 months, no grants, because let the public know what are you trying to create, what are you trying to take the patent for. If somebody's patent is already infringed, which means somebody has already done this before, he has the opportunity to go to the IP office and say, sorry, I object. Okay, so there are timelines.
Dear students, any further questions will post to sir in the admin group, all right? Because it's 7 o'clock now. Is that okay? Yeah. So dear students, we have a quiz for you all, and the link to the quiz is will be posted in the Zoom and YouTube chat windows. Please make sure to attempt them. And also I was sharing about the certificate from NIPAM, right? An initiative of Intellectual Property India. Government of India will be issuing certificate for all participants who attended today's webinar on protecting your innovations. And we will now circulate a link into the Google form in the Zoom and YouTube chat windows. Make sure to fill this form, and NIPAM will send the certificate to your email ID in a few days' time. All right. I'm just posting your quiz link first. Just give me a second. Yeah, this is the quiz link I just posted. And this is the link for NIPAM. All right. Thank you, Mr. Sharma ji, for taking time out of your busy schedule to conduct the webinar today. I also
Thank you, ma'am.
The participants for attending the webinar on protecting your innovations through intellectual property rights. It was very, very informative, sir. We have so far successfully completed 4 days of the 7-day summer camp. Claps for all of you. We have many more wonderful learning opportunities during the remaining 3 days of the webinar series. Our next webinar at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow will be on starting a solopreneur venture. So click on the Zoom or YouTube joining link for our next session at mysummercamp.in, and join us again at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. See you all. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Srilata ma'am. With this, I am ending today's session.